All right, I'm joined here by Anthony Rumble Johnson, who's going to be headlining UFC 206 against Daniel Cormier. Rumble, is this your first time in Canada?
Yes.
It is?
Yes,
Nice.
Yes. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot colder.
Yeah, that's not till later in the night, or later in the year, I should say. It gets a lot colder in December, so you're going to have to bring a jacket for that. I know it's not the same weather as Florida.
I'm well prepared for sure.
Good stuff. And what are your thoughts on Toronto so far? You just came in last night.
Like I said on the radio, there's no black people. So I wasn't, it's a little culture shock, but, I'm here, so everybody, there is some color in the city.
Yeah, well, Drake's from Toronto,
Yeah,
right?
Drake ain't, he don't count.
Fair enough.
Nah, but overall, the city's awesome. It's beautiful. A friend of mine told me that she came up here one time, and her friend that lives here said, "Oh, I want to show you the bad part of Toronto." So she said, "Okay, let's go." They went to the bad part of Toronto, and she said it looked like Boca Raton down in Florida, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So that's supposed to be the bad part of Toronto. So I want to see this hood part of Toronto. That's supposed to be bad, but it's really nice. So I want to see what it's about.
Well, you'll get to see it all during Fight Week, obviously coming up here in December. And I want to talk about your last fight, UFC 202. You get the quick win over Glover Teixeira. How impressive was that win as far as looking back at your career wins in that one? Because Glover hadn't been knocked out since 2002.
Yeah, I was surprised. That's why I was screaming so much when I knocked him out, because I was like, man, I thought this was about to be a slugfest, and it could have went either way. But I was really, I was proud of myself. That was one of those proud moments, because he had so much knockout power, and he's been dropping people left and right, and then for me to go in there and knock him out the way that I did, I think I made a statement to not just to the fans, but to everybody in the division too. So it was beautiful.
Did you feel like after that win, the title shot was inevitably yours at that point?
Yeah. I felt like nobody else was in my way, for the title except for Daniel, and that's all.
Absolutely. Were you worried at all when John Jones was at a 200 and thought maybe that would kind of stall things? Whether because there was a little bit of a time period where we didn't know what was going to happen with John Jones, whether he was going to come back or not, or what was happening. Were you ever worried at all that this your title shot would get delayed?
No, I wasn't worried, but I knew what I was going to do if it did, get delayed, but that's another story.
Fair enough. Speaking of John Jones, you're fighting here UFC 206. The last time UFC was in Toronto was the big Jones-Gustafsson fight. What does it mean to compete on a card in Toronto, like I said, where they just had the Jones-Gustafsson fight a couple of years ago?
Hopefully Daniel and I live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Compared to John and Gus, that's a lot to compare our fight to. But of course, I've lost to Daniel before. He's the only guy I've lost to in the UFC since I've been back. And we're gonna make some special things happen, December 10th.
A lot of times when guys are rematching, you always ask, what has the fighter improved on? But one thing I want to kind of add in here is Neal Mealson has joined the Blackzilians camp, and a lot of the criticism in your first fight was that you don't have a good ground game. How much has Neal helped your ground game since he's joined the team?
Tremendously. It's like a night and day difference. Before I thought I was comfortable, but I really wasn't. I'm not a jiu-jitsu guy, so doing all of that just wasn't my thing. Now, with Neal, he made it where I'm absolutely comfortable and confident on the ground, getting out from on bottom and controlling anybody on top. So, when I actually encourage, anybody to come to the ground with me. It's fun now. Before it wasn't fun. I was just kind of hold on or let them beat me up. Now I know what I'm doing on the ground. So Neal has helped me out tremendously. And
another coach that's helped your game over the last couple of years is Henry Hooft. There was a video that circulated the other day with you hitting pads with him, doing the kicks and everything like that. Are there days when some of your sparring partners are going to have to take breaks after some of those kicks because they look pretty deadly, man?
No, man. My training partners are tough, and the thing about it, they know my moves. They know what I like and they know what I don't like, so it makes it tougher for me to get off on them like I used to, you know what I mean? So they give me a run for my money now, and it's a lot of fun. It's definitely tougher than what it used to be. I have some solid guys, and they might not have big names, but the thing about it is that they're tough as nails, and they give me everything that I need.
And who are some of your main training partners you're going to be working with ahead of this matchup?
I don't have any main training partners. I work with everybody. I train with the little guys too. I train with Andre.
Sukumta?
Yeah, Andre.
CES champ?
Yeah.
Little shout out there.
My boy Desmond Green. I even train with Michael Johnson. I train with everybody, man, from little to big. It doesn't matter. I train with everybody. It's not about who you train with all the time. It's about just the quality of guys and how much repetitions you can get in. So there's no ego when it comes to training with me. I go and I train with anybody.
No, it's like a family there. If anyone follows Des Green on Snapchat, you guys are always posting the videos, smiling, having a good time. Yeah, absolutely, man. What was the morale like at the gym after Michael Johnson got his win over Dustin Poirier?
It was crazy. Michael's been on cloud nine since.
Yeah.
His confidence has went through the roof, and I don't think it's being cocky. I just think his confidence is just amazing. He needed that win, and he went out there to show the world that just because he lost his last fight to Nate Diaz, who is legit.
Yeah.
He's probably the most game fighter in the business besides, Conor and other people. A couple other people, Michael went out there and just, did what he had to do against Dustin and showed the world that, he's still around.
Let's talk about your opponent here, Daniel Cormier. What were your thoughts on his performance against Anderson Silva at UFC 200?
It was good. He did what he had to do to win. Daniel played it smart. He definitely wrestled Anderson. It wasn't his best performance, but not every fight you're going to have your best performance. But as long as you win, that's what counts.
Absolutely. And I know the focus here is the belt. I know in the past you've mentioned potentially going up to heavyweight at some point. Is that something you're thinking of in the future, perhaps? Because I know the cut for you to light heavyweight's not too bad.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens after this fight.
And what's your prediction for this fight? Do you think you're going to be able to knock out DC?
I always think I'm going to knock everybody out.
Yeah.
But for DC, he beat me up last time, so I think he deserves, that in return. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens.
And one of the criticisms in your first fight was, the cardio and all that stuff, and maybe unfairly or unfairly not. Is there anything you're kind of doing to kind of silence those critics in this fight this time around?
No, I'm gonna let them talk and think what they want to think. It's better to just show people what I can do instead of talk about it.
Absolutely. Last question for you here. We're talking about your team, the Blackzilians. Who's someone on the Blackzilians right now that you think is going to be making the jump to the UFC?
Jason Jackson.
Nice. Who's fighting for the Titan belt, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, Jason's good. People don't understand how good Jason is, but he talk a damn lot, but that boy is good. He gets aggravating because he runs his mouth a lot, but that's just Jason. He's talkative. He's always smiling. Never really negative. You know what I mean? He goes in, he trains hard, and he just has his talent level and potential is just through the roof.
Awesome. Well, Rumble, I really appreciate the time. Where can people find you on social media? If you got any thank yous or shout outs, the floor is yours, man.
I want to thank everybody for supporting me, being there for me through thick and thin. And you can always find me on Instagram at Twitter, Anthony_Rumble. Or you can find me at Rumble Time Frenchies. Follow my dog Rumble, my little French bulldog. He's the man right now. Mascot of the year for Rumble. So hit me up. I'm always down to talk to the fans.